The Hero of Compassion, How Lokeshvara Got 1,000 Arms, by Harry Einhorn, illustrated by Koa Lei. Once upon a time, there was a great being who sat atop a giant lotus flower that floated above the moon. His name was Avalokiteshvara, but we can call him Lokeshvara for short. His skin glowed, his hair was long and black, and he had wide, beautiful eyes. Why were his eyes so beautiful? Because they were completely full of compassion for every being he saw. One day, when Lokeshvara looked out into the world, he saw all the beings scurrying, flying, dancing, and crying. His heart grew so large with love that it seemed as if it had no end. He made a vow right then: I will do everything I possibly can to help all beings, and I will never, ever give up. So Lokeshvara began to help in all the ways he possibly could. Sometimes he appeared as a little boy or girl to play games with the other kids. Sometimes as an old man to give advice to the adults. Sometimes as a bird or elephant to watch over the animals in the forest. Sometimes he would even appear as a bridge or a tree. Most important, he would always show beings how to rest their minds and benefit others, and how each and every one of us is connected. Lokeshvara worked for a long, long time and helped many, many beings. One day he thought, surely I've emptied the world of at least a little bit of suffering by now. So he decided to check. And even though he had helped countless beings, he saw so many who were still angry, still greedy, still confused, and many who still couldn't rest. He saw beings who were still fighting, and some who couldn't care less. When Lokeshvara saw this, he was so upset he started to cry. He thought, I've been working so hard for so long. I've helped so many beings, and yet it looks like I haven't made a dent at all. Maybe I should forget about others and just help myself. Oh, poor guy. Since his promise to help others was the most important thing to him, how could he go on? When Lokeshvara thought this, his heart broke into 1,000 pieces. And when his heart broke, his whole body broke too. Oh. Ouchie. Just then his teacher, Amitabha, who was watching from afar, saw the 1,000 pieces scattered everywhere and said, Lokeshvara, don't give up on your promise. Don't give up. As long as there is space, there will be beings. As long as there are beings, they will need help. As long as you keep your promise, you can help many, many more. So Amitabha picked up the pieces of Lokeshvara's broken heart, one by one, and started to put them back together. Let's try something new, Amitabha said. Some of the pieces of Lokeshvara's broken heart became eyes, even more eyes to see all the beings. And some pieces became hands, lots of hands, to reach out and help in lots of ways. And some became arms, so many arms to hold beings with love. Now Lokeshvara had 1,000 arms, 1,000 hands, and 1,000 eyes. He even had 11 heads that could see in every direction. Because his heart had broken, he could now help even more beings than before, with benefit that goes on, past even the very end of space. So, what do you think? Even though you might not have 11 heads, or 1,000 arms and eyes, you can imagine helping. Can you imagine helping whoever you see? Letting your heart grow and even letting it break? Lokeshvara shows us that with compassion we can always pick up the pieces of a broken heart and be stronger, wiser, and even more loving than before.